Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to construct a parallel line through a given point. So when we do this construction, really what we're going to be doing is constructing a congruent angle. And we know if I have a congruent angle, or two corresponding congruent angles, then the lines must be parallel by the converse of the corresponding angles postulate. So let's take a look at how we can do that. Our first step is going to be to draw a transversal through this line L and that point P. So this line can be any direction you want it to be. I'm going to draw mine just like this. Okay, so we have this new line. And with this line, we have a point of intersection on line L, and we can call that point Q. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to place our compass center on point Q. And we're going to draw an arc that intersects both of these lines. Now, when you draw this arc, you kind of want that arc to be below point P. So what I would do is actually use one of these inside circles. So I'm going to use this arc here. I'm going to draw an arc, and I want it to intersect both this line and this line. Okay, so now what I'm going to do to make sure that I have a congruent angle at point P is I'm going to draw that same arc from point P. So I have to remember what hole I used, and I used this one to draw that arc down there. If I forgot, I could just bring my center down here, see what hole it lines up with on that line. So I know it's that hole. So I'm going to come back up here, center on point P, and I'm going to draw that same arc. Kind of want it a little bigger to make sure I can hit it later on, but that's it. So now I have those two same arcs. So let's mark that point of intersection for this arc. We can call that point R. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give these points a couple of names here as well. We'll call this point M. We'll call that point N. And what I want to do now is I want to figure out what's the distance from M to N, so I can repeat that distance from R up here. So to find that distance, we're going to put our center on point M, and then we're going to find a hole that lines up with N. So the hole that's the closest, I would say, is this one. Check that one more time. Yep, I would say that's the closest one. So now what we're going to do is, keeping in mind that hole, we're going to take our compass center, put it on point R up here. Center on point R. Now notice we want corresponding parts. M corresponds to R. So I went from M to R. So now what I'm going to do is draw an arc up here. My center at R. That is the same distance now. This arc is the same distance that M is to N. So now I've got to duplicate a distance here and here, and then from R to this point, and we can call this point of intersection S. So R to S is now the same as M to N. So what I've got is kind of a little congruent triangle here. So what should happen is if I draw a line from P to S, then that line should be fairly close, if not exactly parallel to line L. So then what we can say is that PS is parallel to line L.